Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm McQuaid. Sorry this video is coming a little late, but this is my review of NWA Power. So shall we just get straight into it, considering I'm a day late? That's rude of me. So we started off with some breaking news in the NWA. It was announced by Joe Galli that we are getting a tournament, a points-based tournament, I imagine similar to the G1 style of tournament. I hope that'd be quite cool. In the NWA, it's called the Champions Series. I love a tournament. I'll never complain about a tournament, but this just sounds awesome. I'm so excited to see that on NWA TV. I think it's going to be sick. I just can't wait. I love a tournament. I fucking love a tournament. Next up we had Genocide versus Lady Frost. Now this wasn't a particularly long match. This really got to showcase what Lady Frost can do though. And Lady Frost is awesome. She's absolutely awesome. It's a shame she didn't pick up the win, but I love Genocide as well. I don't really get the pairing of Taryn Terrell with Genocide, but even still, I think both people came out of this match looking great. There were some great moves in there, and Lady Frost is just really badass. I just really like Lady Frost, and I hope she goes far in the NWA. Next up, we got a recap of NWA High Voltage, which showed Salvanaro getting his match, the match that he's going to face in a moment, if that makes sense. We got a recap. I didn't know High Voltage was a thing. I thought it was just Shockwave, so I was a bit shocked to see something happen on a different show that I'm not watching. How rude. But yes, we got a Salvanaro interview, and before his TV title shot. He's getting a TV title shot against the Pope, or is he? He got a really heartfelt promo, really cool to see Sal, you know, this really likeable babyface going for the title, but wait, he is jumped. He is jumped by Colby. I believe that's his name. Colby Carino. He's jumped by Colby Carino, and he does an insane. Colby does this mad brainbuster on the apron, which just looked like it actually killed Sal, like he was actually dead. It was mad. That was one of the. It was great. It was really great. And that takes him out of the match. We don't get a TV title match. Instead, we get Tyrus come out, and they cut a Tyrus and Austin promo, Austin Idol. Again, I've said my piece about this. I'm not really into this feud continuing, but it's okay for what it is. It's okay. I like Tyrus's presence, I'll say that. The way he just has his hand like that on the announcer's head. Like that, but other than that, Pope came out and was like, fight me now, Tyrus. Fight me now. But Tyrus backed off, so I think we're getting that match later down the line, which I think needs a stipulation for me. I think it needs some sort of no DQ stipulation to it. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that. Then we got news that Aaron Stevens is putting something together. He's putting together a little match, an exhibition match. It's called Aaron's Exhibition, to fill the spot that the TV title shot would have filled. And we got this great six-man tag. It was Aaron Stevens versus Mims and Captain Yuma, who I've never seen before, against Kratos and Hawks Airy. Now, the way I thought this was really good is because this actually really built the Aaron Stevens and Kratos story, where they're talking to each other in the corner while the others are having a match. So it showed them sort of communicating. But when Stevens got tagged in, he was like, what are you doing? You know, what on earth are you doing? And I really enjoyed this. Kratos got tagged in and he threw about little Captain Yuma. That was hilarious. It was fantastic, this match. I really loved it. It's one of my favourite matches of the week, and it ended with La Rebellion coming down, and they, you know, cut a promo about how they want to be the tag champs. I feel like that's the feud we're getting. I feel like they might dethrone Stevens and Kratos, but they basically jumped everyone. They just took everyone out, and it ended in a non-finish, which I was really enjoying the match. Non-finish, but I like the match so much. I can forgive that. I can forgive it. Next up, we had a Jack Stain and Crimson promo, and in this promo, we talked about the match last week. You know, how we went too far on. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Who he's fighting? Who was he fighting last week? Oh God, I watched too much wrestling. Slice Boogie. It was Slice Boogie. And there's a bit of dissension there. They're going to have a talk next week in the ring about Crimson actions, which I'm into. It's a bit too similar to Stevens and Kratos for me, but we'll see where it goes. It could be awesome. Next up, we got a JTG, hay fever. I know itching your eye doesn't help, but there we go. JTG and Chris Adonis face to face. Now, JTG's really cool. I really like JTG. So's Chris Adonis in Strictly Business. Chris Adonis basically says that his backup plan is Strictly Business, who will be at his side during the match for the National Championship in next week's main event. However, Fred Rosa comes down to the side of JTG to even those odds, and it looks like Fred Rosa will be in the corner of JTG in the National Championship match. I think JTG is going to win. I think he really deserves it. I think he's cutting some great promos. I think he's doing some excellent matches in NWA as well. I really think he should walk away with the belt. And this was a really good segment. You know, they had a really nice back and forth. I enjoyed it. I really did. Next up, we got Heart to Heart with May Valentine with the Mystery Man. Now, this Mystery Man thing is weird. I can say that. It's a bit odd. But I think he's cutting some interesting promos about his, you know, style of wrestling and how he just lives and breathes wrestling and can do all sort of technical wrestling. But I don't really know where it's going. It's very weird. He's got this sort of relationship with Billy Corgan that seems to be hammered down a lot in a lot of his promos. But even still, I don't know where it's going in the slightest, this story. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by this. But this interview lasted a long time as well. It was quite a lengthy piece of interview, and you can watch the full bit on the YouTube channel, I believe. Good stuff. I'm weirdly into this story. Didn't think I would be. Next up, we had a Thunder Rosa little interview before the main event where she talks about Melina, you know, sort of going after everyone in the NWA, and it's causing a little bit of friction between Thunder Rosa and Melina. And in the main event, we got Kylie Ray versus Melina. Now, Kylie Ray is so cool. I really like Kylie Ray. I think she's great. I think she's a future NWA Women's Champion. And Melina made it look really good here. This was a really back and forth match. It really sort of got going in the last section, last 5 minutes. And it was a bit technical in places, but it ended with a sick super kick from Kylie Ray where she just clocks Melina right in the face and pins her. 1, 2, 3. Kylie Ray gets the win. I think that's the right decision. I really do. I think Kylie Ray is someone you need to build up to the level where she can face Camille down the line. And that was how the show went off the air, with Kylie Ray celebrating. I really liked this episode. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't think there was much bad on it at all, to be honest. I genuinely really enjoyed this. I would give this a 4.25 out of 5. It's going to be very hard to get up to a 5-star as I'm slowly doing these ratings, but it was really good. Really enjoyable show. Check it out if you haven't. And that is my review of NWA Power. Let me know your thoughts on the show down below, and I will try and reply to every single comment. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.